You wonder why you cannot sleep. You lie in the dark and your mind is a storm of unfinished business and vague threats. You feel exposed. You feel like something is creeping up on you, even though the doors are locked and the house is silent. You tell yourself it is just stress. You tell yourself it is just the weight of the modern world. But deep down, you know it is something more primal. You feel unsafe because you are living in a house with no walls. You have confused comfort with safety. You think that because you have a soft bed and a roof, you are secure. But your mind knows better. Your mind knows that you have left the gates wide open. You wake up reacting. You spend your day putting out fires that you should have prevented. You are constantly surprised by the chaos of life. And because you are surprised, you are constantly afraid. You are living on the edge of your nerves because you have not built a perimeter. You are a soldier walking through enemy territory with his shield down, hoping that nothing strikes. And hope is a poor strategy for survival. There is a lesson written in the earth by men who knew what it meant to live in constant danger. The Roman legions marched into the deepest, darkest forests of the ancient world. They were surrounded by enemies who wanted them dead. They walked through rain, mud, and exhaustion. But no matter how tired they were, no matter how hard the march, they did one thing before they ate or slept. They built the camp. Every single night, the legionnaires would dig a ditch. They would erect a wall of wooden stakes. They would lay out their tents in a perfect grid. They did not do this because they were panicked. They did this so they could rest. The centurion knew a simple truth. If you do not secure the perimeter, you cannot close your eyes. If you do not build order out of the chaos will consume you while you sleep. They created a pocket of civilization in the middle of the wilderness. And inside those walls, a soldier could sleep soundly, knowing that the line was drawn. You are not digging ditches in the mud, but the principle remains. Chaos taxes your attention. Every unsolved problem, every unmade decision, every misplaced tool is a leak in your energy. You feel drained not because you worked hard, but because your brain is constantly scanning for threats. It is looking for the keys you lost. It is worrying about the meeting you didn't prep for. It is anxious about the breakfast you don't have time to eat. This is self-sabotage. Readiness is self-respect in physical form. When you prepare, you are telling your future self that he matters. You are telling the chaos that it cannot enter here. Discipline is not some heroic act you perform in the moment of crisis. Real discipline is pre-commitment. It is the decision you made yesterday that saves you today. You think you can rely on your willpower in the morning. You are wrong. In the morning, you are weak. You are groggy. You are prone to taking the easy path. If you have not built the camp, the enemy will walk right in. The enemy is distraction. The enemy is lethargy. The enemy is the weakness that whispers to you to go back to sleep. You must start building your camp. This is not a metaphor for positive thinking. This is a physical protocol. It begins in the evening, before the sun goes down on your day. You must spend 15 minutes securing your perimeter. Look at your environment. Is your desk a battlefield of clutter? Clear it. A clean surface is a calm mind. Look at your armor, your clothes, your bag, your tools. Are they ready? Lay them out. Do not leave the decision of what to wear for the morning. That is wasted energy. Prepare your rations. Know exactly what will fuel you. When you wake up, there should be no friction.
You should be able to slide into action like a sword into a sheath. Next, you must dig the ditch. You must establish a boundary. Decide on one thing you will absolutely not do tomorrow. Maybe you will not check your phone before noon. Maybe you will not engage in a pointless argument. Write it down. This is the line in the sand. When you define what is forbidden, you protect your focus. A camp without walls is just a gathering of victims. You must define where the enemy stops. Then you need a contingency. The Roman soldier knew that it might rain. He knew the enemy might attack at dawn. He did not hope for sunshine. He prepared his gear. Look at your tomorrow. What is the one thing that could go wrong? What if the traffic is bad? What if the technology fails? Have a plan. If X happens, I do Y. When you have a plan, you remove the fear. Anxiety is simply the imagination trying to predict a future you haven't prepared for. When you prepare, the imagination can rest. Finally, the morning gate check. In a Roman camp, the most dangerous time is when the gates open. In your life, the most dangerous time is the first hour of the day. This is when the world tries to invade. Do not let it. Do not open your phone and let the chaos of the internet flood into your mind. Start with the hardest task, the one you are dreading, the one that requires the most strength. Attack it immediately. When you win the first hour, you hold the high ground for the rest of the day. There is a myth that structure kills freedom. People tell you that you should go with the flow, that you should be spontaneous. They say that strict routines make you a robot. These people are drowning. They are slaves to their impulses. They are slaves to the emergencies of others. A river without banks is just a swamp. It has no direction. It has no power. It just stagnates. Structure creates the container for flow.
The walls of the camp do not imprison you. They liberate you from fear. When you build the camp, you stop living on the defensive. You stop flinching every time the phone rings. You stop walking through life with that tight knot in your stomach. You move with a heavy, quiet confidence. You know where your gear is. You know where the line is drawn. You know that whatever comes out of the forest, you have a plan for it. The feeling of safety you crave will not come from a bank account. It will not come from a compliment. It will not come from escaping reality. It comes from the work you do when no one is watching. It comes from the 15 minutes of order you impose on the entropy of your life. The world is chaotic. It will always be chaotic. You cannot control the weather. You cannot control the market. You cannot control other people. But you can control the perimeter of your own life. You can decide that inside this circle, there is order. Inside this circle, there is preparation. The choice is simple. You can continue to sleep in the open, exposed to every wind that blows, waking up tired and afraid. Or you can pick up the shovel. You can do the work tonight that buys you peace tomorrow. You become calm not because life got easy. Life never gets easy. You become calm because you built the place where calm can exist.